Hi, I'm State Senator Joe Markley outside the Senate chamber today. It's Wednesday afternoon, about 2 o'clock. We were called into session for noontime, but we haven't started yet. You've heard that from me a number of times. I think we're going to go in there shortly and take up bills that have arrived at the Senate, mostly bills that have come unanimously out of committee that there's no controversy over. The one I'm involved with out of Human Services is virtually a technical bill. And so I don't expect anything momentous to happen today. The momentous things that have happened over the last week or 10 days have been very serious and very significant indeed. Last week, since I last spoke to you, the Appropriations Committee, for the first time in many, many years, failed to pass a budget out of committee. What happened was a budget had been arrived at, but the Republicans couldn't support it because it required a tax increase, and the Democrats couldn't get enough votes purely with Democrats to pass it. So with a certain amount of acrimony, the appropriations process came to an end without a budget. The very next day, Republicans, House and Senate Republicans together, brought out their alternative budget, a very good document, which managed to fill the deficit without increasing taxes, without cutting aid to municipalities at all in the first year, and in a very small way in the second year, most towns coming out far better, through cuts and serious cuts. But I felt it was a budget that conceivably had the possibility of being passed. Unfortunately, we then got word that the deficit has increased by over $1 billion. This is because of the kind of financial tailspin our state has gone into. The tax increases have taken their toll now on our economy, and it's put us in a position where it's very hard to balance a budget. So what's happening now is almost like session 2.0, in my opinion. Negotiations are starting between the governor's office and legislative leadership. And what will come out of that, or what the timeline will be for that, I don't know. We had a caucus as Republican senators today to talk about possibilities, what we can live with and what we can't live with. A very good and fruitful discussion, and I think we have sound leadership that's going to do its very best to come up with something that we can all support. But until I see it, I can't agree to it. And you know that I have strictures. I feel the tax increases have been what's killing us, and another tax increase is not going to be the answer. But this is the challenge we have to finish, I hope, by our deadline on June 7th. If we go beyond that deadline, I'm afraid there's no deadline, and I don't know how long it'll be before we get our work done. So that is not a reassuring report, and I wish I had better news for you. But I'll be back next week with as honest an update as I can give you, good or bad, and I appreciate your attention.